consequences for a false accusation. Okay, of course, there has to be, otherwise kids have to understand with an allegation like that, there comes consequences, and we can go into that. And they do whatever consequence, they come back, and we start over again. It's a restart. So there's nothing going to be, this child did this, or this. The most that will happen after the consequence, which will likely be a suspension for several days, I have to say, is that he will no longer be. She doesn't feel comfortable with him in there, and likewise, I don't feel comfortable having him in there. She's been, this afternoon, she was struggling, to tell you the truth, on wanting to come back tomorrow. She said, everybody's seen this picture, they think it's me, and I can't say anything. And she really can't. She's stuck. And I can't say anything, circulating the picture. I can't say anything because of my privacy laws. I can't say anything. So now we just have to wait till it dies. The rumors die on their own. She can't defend herself. We can't say anything. So that's where we're at. So right now, the best advice you could give your son is just not talk about it to his friends. Take that, eventually, if there's any other that she sent it someone, just delete it. This thing has to just go away, or otherwise it just won't stop. I mean, this reputation right now is just, it's for the next several days, it's just going to be the talk of the school.
Yeah, I understand that. Now, where are we at in terms of how we know this is false or not?
Well,
it come down to his phone.
Okay.
So what I do now is, since he don't want to tell me, okay, when something happened at school, we heard different story. He talked to her, right? He put it in the paper, and I talk to him, or vice versa, right? So I feel stories. Okay, do he tell the truth? Do something's not right?
Yeah,
do he sounds different? You're good.
I'm sorry.
This is how we know, because we can't tie that Instagram account of her to her. There's no Instagram account with hers. Her not on it. There's nothing other than an image of someone's. So it's not her. There was no, she said she blocked them. She did all the right things. And today she closed her account and made it private, so they can't even see her Christmas pictures.
Yeah.
Which, she's young. She's young, and this is the first time she's been burned by that, where kids have gone on her Instagram. And so you're not recording us, right?
No.
Okay.
Mom.
Okay.
Mom.
So she,
I have to talk to one other parent real quick.
Go,
if you
good,
don't
good.
mind. If you don't mind, just for a moment, sir.
Okay, I'm not allowed to show you.
No.
But it's literally like, it looked like somebody lay down with no head, and then kind of go like this.
Yeah.
Right.
My only concern with this is, like, I'm not saying that it's not a false accusation, but what if it's not? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna find out.
Of course, they're gonna do their thing.
So the forensic, the way they work thing is, they're gonna go back to see, okay, my concern is, he said everything is gone in his phone. That's what he told me.
But they can still pull it up.
They can still put it up. I don't know how they're gonna find out, because I'm not I don't deal with stuff like that. But yeah, that's what he told me. We have.
As the principal raises concerns about the digital evidence, the school resource officer steps in to share details of a strikingly similar case from the previous year. What he reveals next could shape the entire direction of the investigation.
I have a case almost the same thing last year. It was a girl do that to another girl because her boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah.
They have the same boyfriend, and the girl to everybody at the school here just to have nothing, and find out she was like, in the end, after we spent like 3 hours interview, and the girl like, yeah, she just made me mad. I was just pissed off, and I threw it up there. We don't want to charge. That's not what we do.
Yeah.
Right. We want to make sure because kids made up things for any stupid reason. I don't know. Right. I just want to. That's why I was talking. I say, hey man, look, if it's something you made up, it's okay. Just say, hey man, look, she pissed me off, and I want to do this, I want to do that, and I made it up. But because if they find out, I just don't want them to find out you lied.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be consequences where you can't take it back. It's going to be in your record for the rest of your life. You don't want that. So that's what I was talking to him about, basically.
Of course.
So.
Yeah, I just didn't want you to like get some type of statement from him without me there, because I don't know if he's nervous or scared and say something that he really doesn't mean. You know what I'm saying?
Be truthful with you. Anything he told me is, well, she's to me.
Yeah.
I said, why you wait for so long?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
He never said anything to me, but I can't sit here and say you're lying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, absolutely,
I still gotta
absolutely.
protect my son.
Absolutely.
But right now, I feel like all of us immediately they're saying that's false. Why are you saying that's
Well, the reason why the itself, I don't say it's false. I go by my investigation, the way I interview people, the way I deal with people. I can kind of make a, one-to-one, like, you said this, nah, you said this.
For real?
You know what I mean?
Did it look like her stuff?
Did
it look like her?
No. The top, it don't look like her. So, but again,
Yeah, I know, but
I
don't get it. Why?
And I told him, I said, well, why you didn't say anything, man, to somebody? So why it's now? Because I get. And then what kind of get me a little nervous too? He said that he asked me. He's like, when you guys talk to her, do I'm gonna be in the room too? I said, oh, I don't know. He said, oh, please don't put me in the room with her when I talk to her. I said, what's what I mean? So things like that. I don't know. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
If I was you, that's what I would do. As a dad, I'm a dad. Okay.
Shit out this kid.
I'm a dad. Call him in. If you want to go to where he is right now, sit down and talk to him. Feel yourself. Hey man, look, what happened?
You can give me about 5 minutes with him?
Sure, absolutely.
I just don't want to walk out on him.
No, absolutely. If you wanna, he want a private time with his.
Like 5 minutes.
We can give him.
absolutely.
We can give him private time. We can call him in. Do you
Well,
mind?
they can go on the phone.
Yeah, go in the conference room and sit down and talk to him. And then when you're done, call us, okay?
After stepping away to speak privately with his son, the father returns to the room where the principal and deputy are waiting. What he shares upon his return could play a key role in how the investigation moves forward.
Yes.
Yeah, come on, man.
His mom is here. I just wanted her involved
Sure.
in it. So
Absolutely.
I don't know if she's up front or not. Oh, that's her car right there. Oh no, brother.
Okay.
It's her, and there's text on there to prove it.
Okay. Yeah, they're gonna slip in a TikTok, and that's how they do things. So I do my report, and then after I do my report, they got a detective assigned to it, and detective start the investigation.
Now,
And
just a quick, just for your information, his mom's a little vocal,
yeah,
so just don't take offense to it.
gotcha.
Just like, all right, man, whatever.
So, would you like to have a seat there or here, wherever you'd like.
Here.
Well, thank you for coming so far. Do you want me to start from the
Yeah,
beginning?
if you can just start.
Okay, so,
If you want, you can you pull this door, please? Thank you.
So your came down today around noon and spoke to Miss Bright, who was our dean of students, and said, I have want to make a report against a teacher been sending me. He said it in his wood. So showed us. One was in a no, her head wasn't showing, and it was like a little reveal, but nothing you don't see, like,
Okay.
It wasn't that bad. The second was of a phone taking a video of another phone of some, and he said that he was texting back and forth over Christmas break to one of our Miss, and on June, turned out to be January,
Her name sounds really familiar.
she's an intensive math, she's an ESC teacher, which means she teaches with learning disabilities.
Correct.
She's been here for 2 years. So, he wrote that down. He wrote a statement. So I called him in my office, and naturally, when things are involving of that nature, it comes straight to the principal. They deal with student issues on my side. I deal with teacher issues. So I talked to him, and he said that they were texting back and forth through some group. And he gave me the 2 other boys who were in the group, and then it just became him and back and forth. And on January 4th, he went over to his friend's house in Venice. There's a friend he's friends with in Venice, and the friend pretended that he was in and was texting back and forth on Snapchat, not just texting on Snapchat. I guess that has a text feature, and that when the video because Snapchat, it disappears.
Correct.
So he had that. So he showed us that, and it definitely was what I said it was. So I called in the 2 other students that said they were in this group. Neither one said they were in any kind of group. They could not confirm that. They're like, no, we've talked to her about Earlier in the year, they texted, but not through Snapchat or something. So they didn't know anything about a Snapchat group. So that was my first thing, like, okay, something's up. Also, I said, have you told your parents about this? Like, if a woman in her 20s, have you told your parents? He said, no. I said, well, why are you telling me 2 months later? He's like, well, she's been, literally, he said, she's been lately to him. So and that's why he said he was bringing it forward, because it didn't make sense, but anyway, that's his explanation. So I called. Instinctively, what you have to do is keep this here while you're doing your investigation. I didn't let him go to because I didn't want the information getting out anyway. So he stayed up here. He's been up here for a while, but those are protocols. I have to call him because it involves that's on his phone. So the Deputy Augustine got involved, and also the lead detective from our school district who investigates professional standards got involved. He actually dropped everything and came down here because of the nature of the allegation. That's a huge allegation to make against is sending.
With the allegations now formally reported, the protocols require immediate escalation to law enforcement and district investigators. The next phase of the investigation will involve a closer examination of the account and the digital evidence behind it.
So I talked to him. His story, even with me, his story kind of started getting a little bit kind of weird, like whose phone was it? Well, it wasn't my phone, it was my friend's phone. Something just didn't seem right. So then after that, the lead investigator looked at everything. We were trying to look up Instagrams, Facebooks, all of that. We couldn't find this Oliver. That's her first name is Oliver. It's a man's name, but that's her first name. We couldn't find the Oliver account. We still haven't interviewed the teacher. That comes last after we do our investigation. So Deputy Augustine talked to you as well, and the story, let's say, changed a little bit more. So the story kept kind of changing as we were going on in the day in terms of who it was to, the team back and forth. He was saying at one point they were talking about snacks back and forth, and then she got thumb about the snacks. Anyway, so we were there. Finally, we got to interview the teacher. Brought the teacher in first with the deputy, interviewed her. She showed us her account, which is coded, like her initials and some numbers after that. She goes, this is my Instagram. She showed us the history of it. We showed her the picture. She goes, the picture of the dress. She goes, my Snapchat account is public. She goes, that was Christmas. My sister took a picture of me in my dress, and what they did is they cut out a pic section and basically like a face down. She was small, and so she said, yes, that's me, but everybody can see that. It's just me in a picture in a dress. Then I don't know if you showed her the picture of the...
Yeah, so what I did, I showed her the and she was like, that's not my account. And she gave me her account name. And the name account she gave me, that's not the name the person. So, I look at her history account. It's not the account she made yesterday, because that's what we do most of the time, because I don't want her to try to cover things up.
Correct.
And make a quick account.
Right.
So I make sure the account she showed me, it's a exist account for the past, who knows, years, right? And then I look at she showed me the dress photo on her Instagram, and she said my Instagram is not private. I saw it's not private. Anybody can just go to her Instagram.
Right.
And then with his phone, his friend pull up the dress, and he grab his phone and take right, which is anybody can do it.
Right.
And he said it wasn't a big deal. He said it wasn't a big deal. I just take the dress. So that's where we stand right now.
Okay, but how about where there was
It's not.
It's just no head.
Right.
Just somebody just
Okay.
Where
did that come from?
The Instagram account that notes, there's some Oliver that he's communicating with.
Okay.
That his friend, apparently is communicating with, that we don't know who it is.
Yeah,
it's
the Snapchat. It's a
okay, so chat, is that IP address able to be tracked then?
Yeah, so the way we do thing is, like I told him, I told Dad the same thing too. We have to seize.
Okay.
Okay, so we send his phone to forensic.
Absolutely. Okay.
So they go back and track the detectives. They do their job. I'm not a detective, so I don't know how they do things. But they go back and track down. And if you're phone from AT&T, they're gonna call AT&T. And these things, nothing erased. Kids think things just disappear. Not for law enforcement.
No. Yeah.
So they'll go back and track down. So it didn't make sense to me when it comes to the order. And then if he tell us the truth, I'll drop it, but I'm still gonna document it. There's no charge, right? I'm still gonna document what happened, in case if it go far, things like that. But it will be no charge if you tell us the truth. You say, hey, look, you know what? Pissed me off, and I would just make some things up and whatever. Okay? It's just that happened here before. We had here come up with the same thing, just photo, and then she was make the whole things up. And after I interview in the end, she said, I would just try to get my friend in trouble. I just make it up, and we just drop it. So I give him an opportunity because we don't want to charge kids. That's not what we do. We give the kids an opportunity to tell us the truth, and then we do whatever we got to do.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I don't want any kid here have a criminal charge that is going to be in the record for the rest of their life. That's not what we want.
Right.
And the phone, if they find out she never get in contact with him, she never said anything, they're going to criminal charge him. That's what we don't want to happen.
Yeah.
But if he stand on it, he think it happened, I'm just going to do my report, send it out, and see what happened.
Yeah. We could do the report and send it out.
Okay.
One, I want to get to the bottom of this. Two, me and all of my kids have had conversations about has been in football almost all his life. So we do have conversations. I mean, not necessarily because that's not the first thing that comes to mind, but I do tell him, like, if there's any coach, if there's anybody that does stuff to you, you let me know. We've had that conversation before. So do I maybe the timeline doesn't add up, but do I believe him? Yeah.
Okay.
I believe myself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Well, that's what Deputy Augustine has, does his investigation.
Right.
We've concluded our investigation, and based on the witness statements, what we found is it is a false accusation against we have absolutely no evidence at all to say that she sent. In fact, she was saying that they tried to send her and she kept blocking them to prevent it.
Okay.
So there's two different levels. There's the school level that this is all we need to move forward with a consequence. It's her certificate was on the line with the accusation on whether or not she could even again, because it's that severe, the accusation. I have a teacher who's this all over campus. I don't know how many people have seen it, but he did it with two other kids last month. That's what I'm dealing with. And I told your husband that she was debating on whether even to come tomorrow. Like, she is devastated that this is out there and she can't say anything. She can't defend herself. I can't say it was a lie to students because I have to protect privacy. Naturally, that's my job.
Right.
But we can't defend anything. We just have to wait for it to be over for the rumor to stop. So that's where I've never had any type of where there was any misbehavior on her part, anything unethical. She got high recommendations when she came here 2 years ago. She's been an exceptional teacher, highly effective. She's my model. So she's having a horrible day right now. I mean, as we all are. This is not something I want on my kids, is having these and these pictures circulated. I understand this. Trust me, I understand where you're coming from with your son, protecting your son. But I also have to protect the integrity of these activities. We take them all seriously and we investigate them, and we spent a lot of time on this today.
And I told Dad to spend time with him, to talk to him. I'm a dad, right? So I was a boy, and I told him to spend time with him and find out the truth. I find out, because we all can sit and say, my son tell me the truth, my son don't tell me the truth. The question is, why is now, right? If your son would tell the truth, you should know that 2 months ago. Or when you see the book, and Mom, look, Look what he told me, you know? So that means he was hiding something from you 2 months ago. You just find out now.
So, well, not necessarily, because more of my private, and that's why I do have those conversations, because he is one that will say he doesn't like snitching. Okay, so he's my one that will be like, no, I'm just gonna keep it on there. I'm not snitching on nobody because I don't want anybody to look at me.
Understand.
So could it have been that during why he didn't speak up in 2 months?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
No,
What do you think
and nobody knows, but once again, that's like, there's law enforcement, their investigation, there's our investigations kind of split into, for whatever reason, he brought it to us, and maybe it's that he's private and he wanted us to bring it to us. What our investigation led to is that it was a false accusation against the team.
With the school investigation concluded, the focus now turns to how law enforcement will proceed. The father's next questions will challenge the findings and push the conversation in a new direction.
I have a question. Understood the investigation on the school was false. If that comes back that it wasn't false in law enforcement, how do we proceed then?
Well, once again, I have enough where Ms. Fell has shown me what she showed me. I have all the witnesses said there was no that. I have nothing to go on to say it was true. Absolutely nothing. All I have is this was false, this was false, this was false. So it's a false allegation. Now, if he comes back, I can't say a what if, but I have enough confidence in my job right now that I'm going to write a referral for a false allegation against the teacher.
So the way to answer your question is the way things work. When detective gonna assign to the case, the lead detective, so he's gonna assign to the case, he's gonna do his job, right? And then if you find out that it never exists, she never said this and all that, that's when you're gonna go back and prosecute you. There's a charge. But if you find out that, oh yeah, this was sending this, sending that, they're gonna come back to the district.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand what's gonna happen in terms of the law.
Yeah.
But right now, my concern is.
Yes. So they're gonna come back
That's
to.
gonna take time.
Yes, it'll take
So
time.
in the meantime, what do I do with my?
Well, he'll be suspended.
Okay, let's say the suspension is 10 days at max, right?
Okay.
It's 10 days. What am I supposed to do? He still works here. My son still has to come here.
And-
Regardless if you believe it's false or not, he doesn't believe it's false.
Well, and
So
And
what
as I
now?
mentioned to you before, we are not in the business of he comes back to school, he has like a mark on him, so to speak. We give him a chance. He's an he'll be here, of course, till the end of and what we do every day, business as usual. I mean, it's we have to.
Can I make a recommendation?
Absolutely.
Can we get
He
him
won't
into
be.
virtual?
He won't.
I'd rather him not be on the campus. Is there a way that we can do some type of hardship to get him into virtual for the rest of the year?
Yeah, and that I'd have to look into, to be honest. I can say he won't, and I'll call you tomorrow with the consequence, the official consequence, because I have to do a lot of paperwork today. But he will not be here tomorrow. He's definitely tomorrow. He will not be on tomorrow.
Now let me just get this straight. He's getting for an alleged false accusation.
And in the eyes of the school, false allegation against, and it's not something we do lightly. I can count on my hand in the last how many 20. I've been with this district for 10 years. I mean, we don't do this often. But when it's as severe as this, where I have to do a packet on behalf of the district because it is showing of her allegedly when it's not her.
I understand. I just
So how do we know it's not her for sure?
Because it's not her face.
Well, no, it's not that. No,
And also the
it's
account
not.
is not that.
Because of he on the video that we have, he presses this Oliver that's not tied to her in any way, and that pops up.
So most of the time when we find a video or picture like that just says somebody take a photo, there's no head, it's just this part, right? No tattoos, nothing in the middle to see, or even necklace. I've been to a case before where I solved the case with a necklace. Somebody come in with a picture, say, hey man, that's the picture. And I looked at the necklace she wear, and I looked at the photo, I'm like, that's her. She got the same necklace. We try to solve things that's why right now, we look at it as it's not her. They go to the phone and
That's on the law
investigate.
enforcement
We'll leave that for the
end.
detective,
Yeah, that's
right?
on the law. For my end, there was nothing that your said that said was he said this happened, and the witnesses said it never happened.
Of
So he
course.
was saying the witnesses,
Of course, but like I was explaining to you guys earlier, these are kids, right? So
Mhm.
if you
Of
get
course.
law enforcement or any type of threat, that's why I said I needed to be here whenever he was being questioned, because they're gonna be scared. Of course, if you're like, hey, were you next? Wasn't that they want nothing to do with it. I'm not
yeah.
saying it's right or wrong.
No,
I didn't
But
talk
my
to any
point
witness.
is,
I didn't talk to any witness.
no, the
My,
witnesses.
my point is right now I feel like my being attacked for coming forward, and I'm gonna stay on the side of he's telling the truth.
Absolutely.
Right?
Right.
Until he's proved,
yeah.
obviously.
And
Absolutely.
But he's being reprimanded for coming forward with something,
Well-
which gives others, other potential
Of course.
victims a view of how hell handles this. And right now, the way you guys are handling it is suspending my.
Well,
Without
does that
any
make sense?
concrete proof. I'm talking about evidence where the detective comes back and says, yes, it's definitively her, or no, it's
Well-
not. So right now it's like his word against his, but since she works here and you know, your job, but you said your job was, you know, to protect your, and that's fine.
And-
but you're- Okay.
And all
Okay.
of them, all of them.
Okay, so
All
just
of
wanted to
them.
get that out there. So
But-
you're,
One
so
thing, excuse-
students and
excuse me.
teachers.
But
So
what,
she said one thing is very important. You say without the detective do investigation, things like that. He said it earlier. It take a long time.
Yeah.
They have hundred same thing they're dealing with. Right.
Right. No,
So
that's I
it's-
get
okay.
that. And I get
I just want to let you know.
But
It's not overnight.
But my thing is that he's now being for something.
well, when he first came here, naturally, my inclination always, and it may sound like I'm just kind of giving you lip service, is always to believe. Always. I mean, that's just hands down. No matter how bizarre, I have to put in the frame of mind, this is telling me the truth. Give me all the information you need. Because my job's on the line. If I get this wrong, and there's a teacher harassing a student, sending this up, my job's on the line that I messed up. So I always take it from that end. Now, as the investigation goes on, it's going to go one way or it's going to go another. You also need to know that these are huge allegations,
Absolutely.
you know?
Because
So-
if he's wrong, I'm definitely like
So that's where,
right. But right now, none of us really know.
well, once again, I
Unless
have
you have to make a
enough,
decision. That's what
I have
that's what
enough
saying.
with what was reported and the witnesses that deputy wasn't involved in that part with the witnesses. I
Is
bring
it
them
just
in.
you and the or counselors here with them when you're talking
No,
to them?
to the other, I bring them in, I try and make it sound very nonchalant because I don't want to scare these come into the principal's office. This may not be the right time, but that you understand this. I'm here for my like that will get me in a lot of trouble if I don't get it right. So that's why in the back of my mind, no matter how ludicrous it sounds, I take them seriously.
Okay.
Tell me what you know, honey. You know, we'll get this right. We'll get this right. But when it starts going in a direction of, you know, it's more and more like it's not adding up. Like the witnesses are saying something completely different. This picture is not from sent. It's pictured off her public thing. It wasn't really sent. Someone just took a picture of it. Like things were just not adding up. So that's where it was enough that, and it has to be that way because it has to be that way. I always have to trust what they say from the get-go. That's just, you didn't see the first 2 hours. That's why it took so long, is I want to make sure I got this right. I can't mess this up.
Will we be notified by the district itself regarding this as well?
It's
So it'll just be through you.
through me. And it's all in-house. It'd be a referral in-house. There, as far as the district, it's not gonna, you know, when he does go on to or something like that, they don't ask for discipline records. So I always like transcripts come. This wouldn't be on records. They ask for academics only. So it's as well.
I'm not worried about any of that.
So-
I mean, I believe, you know, justice will be done. I'm just more concerned with him being reprimanded for something that's possibly true.
Well, once again, for
Because-
what I have, it's I've proved it to the point that I feel comfortable
Okay.
that this is the right course of action. There was no indication that it came from anything from the. There was not one little piece of evidence in what he said that matched up with what the others said. There was just nothing. And if there was something, I would go on that route. I'm not here to protect the that's done something wrong. I don't want to send kids like these pictures. I would never want to like that. So I have no reason to protect the who would potentially do this to us. I mean, the headlines would be, I'd lose my job. I'd lose my job, and I've been doing this way too long to make a mistake like this.
Yeah. I mean, we'll find out in a couple months, I guess.
Yeah, so usually the detective will contact you guys.
Yeah.
When will he contact us?
When they pick up the case. So the way that I work, I do my report, right? I put his story and I put the whatever story, the principal story, and I put her story, and they assign it to a detective. So detectives start working on it. They got, like I said, they got hundreds of cases they're dealing with just like that, right? And then when they sign up to the case, can be 2 weeks from now, can be a month from now, I don't know. What they'll call you guys.
Is it going to be Manatee County?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Question though, when we said that, when he stated that communicating over Christmas break, it was, so all of the communication was on Snapchat?
That's what he said.
So it's all
So I asked, it'll disappear. Because I asked him, I said, because I want something. Like she said, we're for the
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you told me somebody was something, can you give me something?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, everything's gone.
The
So
one thing that didn't, this is another thing, the one thing that they had time to was the big, that was the only thing that they had time to actually, because it was on one phone and then another phone was videotaping it. They
Yes.
didn't videotape anything else, any communication,
Yes,
nothing,
like
just this.
Right, but
Anything.
how Snapchat works is it does, and it'll let the other person know if you are videotaping, and it lets the other person know if you do save
Well,
messages.
Not from another
So-
camera.
No, not from another camera,
Yeah,
but
that's what they did is. So I guess his friend
Had it
was
there.
communicate with her, and then he grabbed his phone like this, and then take photos. Then the friend communicate with her. See what I'm saying?
It'll all come.
Yeah.
And
So that's what it was.
another question, and I haven't spoken to him, but did he say that there was ever any remarks that happened?
They never.
No communication?
He
between
told
them?
me specifically, because I kept asking, like, all of this happened and nothing, no, we never talked about it. After you got back from break, nothing, never mentioned it. Never mentioned it either.
Parents are ready to sue the Manatee County School District for how it handled allegations of teacher misconduct and sexual abuse.
10 Tampa Bay's Aduria Chuma joining us tonight with feedback from the parents of the alleged student victims.
Parents of 2 Manatee County school students who accused teachers of inappropriate behavior, including a grooming letter and sexting, have retained legal representation. Today, issuing a notice of intent to sue the school district for negligence, liability, and violating the children's civil and constitutional rights.
To my son, I'm proud of you. You told the truth when it was hard, and even when people tried to silence you. You stood tall. You are not alone.
An emotional mother of a Haley Middle School student who authorities say received months of inappropriate sexually explicit text messages from this former teacher, Oliver Fell, standing alongside another mother whose daughter at Gullet Elementary was allegedly sent a grooming letter and left alone in a classroom with her teacher for nearly an hour.
We need to hold some people accountable for what happened. We're doing everything that we can do, and we're standing and fighting for our daughter like other parents would in similar situations.
Their attorneys calling it an epidemic, saying the notice of intent is both a call for others with similar cases to come forward and a warning to school district leaders.
It's hard to open the news each morning and see yet another teacher having an inappropriate relationship with a student.
They respect these people, and in many cases they fear these people. And I don't know why, but there seems to be in the Manatee County School District an abundance of this kind of behavior.
Tonight, the school board is now searching for a new superintendent after firing Jason Wysong over the incidents. The board chair says they've learned lessons and plan to strengthen collaboration with the sheriff's office.
We can't control the humans, but we can control the way we report and the policies that are put in place to potentially terminate or get rid of teachers that shouldn't be in the teaching industry at all.